For a lot of people out there, tilting is a major factor holding back your progression in ranked. In this video today, I'm going to give you some tips on dealing with tilt. But I want you to first know that if you're someone that's prone to tilting and you tilt a lot and you tilt like hard, then please know this will be a long process. It's not just going to be like a quick fix. You have to actually work on different things to get it to be better. But if you like stick it out with a grind of progressing these things I'm going to tell you, then you will improve and you will not tilt as much in games. The first thing that you want to think about is, what does tilting actually accomplish? When you think about it, you'll realize that zero good comes from tilting. All you do is ruin your own mood as well as everybody else's in the lobby, or at least on your team. This can mean that in a game where you may start off down, but then you could make a comeback, this just generally won't happen, because if you tilt and you kill the vibes of the whole lobby, everybody will just end up giving up and wanting to lose the game quickly to go on to the next one. Although it can be hard sometimes to get the mindset back on track, you just have to keep remembering like to be happy and be a good sort of positive member of the team, even when it starts getting tough and even when your teammates are getting tilted. Just keep with the mindset of, we can win this game, we can win this game. I've mentioned this in a past video of trying to be sort of a beacon of sunshine on your team, and this applies to this as well. It applies to tilting as well as the previous video I mentioned it in, because if you keep the positive vibes up, you will, not only will you be happier, your teammates will be happier, everybody will play better, and it'll just lead to better games, like overall. The next bit of advice I want to give you is, try to take every death and every round loss as a learning experience. Yes, you might want to win games, but if you think about it in terms of long-term progression over short-term hitting a rank that you don't actually deserve before the end of the season ends. The way that I like to say it is, would you rather have a lucky spell of games where you hit a rank that you don't actually deserve to be in, or would you rather learn from your deaths, learn from your mistakes, and improve and get to the point where you can consistently hit the rank that you've been aiming for a long time, or where you can consistently hit your dream rank? If you think about it this way, when you die, rather than getting annoyed that you've died and you've potentially lost the round, you can look at it from like the reasoning behind why you died. Were you in a bad position? Did you whiff shots? Did you have a miscommunication? Did the enemy just hit a lucky shot? Now, the only thing that I would say with that last one is use it sparingly. Use it with the caveat of, like, was it a lucky wallbang or something like that, rather than just every death that the enemy killed you is a lucky kill from them, because generally, for the most part, it's not. It might seem like that sometimes because there's a lot of factors that go into like your deaths in games, or everybody's deaths in a game, because there's so many different variables within Siege. But when you actually like weigh them up, if you like clip the game and go back and watch it after, you'll see where like what leads up to things that happen to kill you. And just using the excuse of it was a lucky kill implies that you did nothing wrong, so that you have nothing to learn from that death, which generally for the most part is not true. Nearly every single death that you have, there will be something you can learn from that. So if you go with that mindset, rather than like, oh, the game just hates me, I'm just really unlucky, blah 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 blah, rage, tilt, you're not going to learn, you're not going to improve. If you go with that mindset of, oh no, I died because I did this, blah blah blah, it can be a bit like humbling to realize where you're actually going wrong, but you need to know where you're going wrong so you know where to fix things. The next bit of advice I want to give you, and this is something that you will all know and you will all be like realize in your head, but it's just sometimes in the heat of the moment you kind of forget it, but it's that Siege is literally just a game. We all know it's just a game, but literally when you're locked in and focused, you're losing a ranked game, it's 3-0 down, you've just got spawn peaked. It can really feel like a gut-wrenching fucking feeling, even though when you've lost the game or when you've won the game, it will in no way impact your life. Having a high KD will not get you a promotion at work. Your grades in school won't improve if you hit champion in Rainbow Six Siege. Playing games should be treated as an escape from the real world, rather than like, you're not playing for the Invitational Grand Finals, you're not playing for the World Cup, you're playing Rainbow Six Siege, a video game. You're not playing real life. Just chill, just relax, take a breath, and when it gets hard, just get off, take a break. When it gets to the point where you feel like you're playing the Invitational Grand Finals, just get off, go for a walk, drink some water, and come back later. It's not that deep. Just like relax, basically, just chill out. The next bit of advice that I want to give you is to surround yourself with the right people. If you're consistently playing with people that tilt, you will also tilt. If you play with people that tilt, you not just will you tilt, you will also, like, it'll be hard to stay focused and keeping a good mindset and a good mentality. It's hard to do this sometimes because you might be playing with your friends who have these bad mentalities, and it's hard to just drop your friends to go find some new people to play with. But it has to be done sometimes if you realize that they're the ones holding you back by their, like, mentality within games. A lot of times I'll see where I'll join some random stacks and there'll just be like one guy who may be really good at the game, but he's just verbally berating everybody in the stack who's not as good as him. And at that point, it's not going to be a good stack because nobody's bigging each other up. You're not bringing each other up. It's just one guy at the top getting on everybody else. You might win a couple of games where he frags out or where somebody else has a lucky game and frags out, but there's no, like, teamwork and coordination happening. It's just luck at that point, and you don't want that. You want to make sure you try and drop the negative people and play with people that won't tilt and will also, like, bring everything up in the stack, bring the vibes up, keep everybody in a good headspace. Like, the way that I see it is people who tilt are just as bad as people who don't tilt, but they'll bring the stack mentality down by verbally giving abuse to everybody else who's not as good as them. It's probably, arguably, I'd say it's worse, to be honest, but because it does the same thing as tilting and, like, tilting everybody else. So, just, if you can, try and drop the people that are being negative like that to the point where they're holding you back. Even if they're better than you at the game, you can find many other people out there who are better than you at the game who can help you improve and big you up in the process. Just like, be careful with who you're playing with. Sometimes this is hard as well if you solo queue a lot because you can't exactly pick your teammates in solo queue. But at that point, I would say just mute the people who are being toxic in solo queue. Generally, I like to have the rule of thumb of just muting everybody by default because it's very rare that you get a good communicating team in there in solo queue. But when you go into a game, just, like, ping your mic up a little bit and see if anybody perks up and see if anybody starts talking. And if they sound nice, keep them unmuted and then mute the rest of the team. That's another thing you can kind of try and do. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, thanks for... That's all for this video. If you enjoyed, drop a like and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.